The content of this podcast is provided for general informational purposes only and is not intended as, nor should it be considered a substitute for professional medical advice.
Sweaty and pissed. Menopause makes me sweaty and pissed.
Hello, Sweaty and Pissed listeners. This is Karen Nickel, family nurse practitioner in for Sweaty and Pissed, menopause, and more. And I am here today to talk to you about belly fat. This is one of the most common complaints I hear from my patients. They complain of having excess belly fat and inability to get rid of it. So I'm going to talk to you about ways to avoid or get rid of belly fat, the specific types of belly fat we can have, and the specific ways to address that. So the first thing to do is, and this is a little tricky as we come into the holidays, but is to avoid sugar and sugar-sweetened drinks. Eating a lot of these foods with added sugar can cause weight gain. As a matter of fact, studies show that added sugar has uniquely harmful effects on metabolic health. Sugar, mostly due to large amounts of fructose, can lead to fat building up around your abdomen and liver. Sugar is comprised of half glucose and half fructose. So when your diet includes a lot of added sugar, this overloads the liver with fructose, and it forces the liver to turn it into fat. Sugar increases abdominal fat and liver fat, which leads to insulin resistance. Sugar in liquid form is particularly harmful, so sugary drinks should be completely eliminated from the diet. Read the labels to make sure products do not contain refined sugars. Even foods marketed as health foods can contain significant amounts of sugar. And remember that whole fruits do not need to be eliminated because they are extremely healthy and contain fiber that mitigates the negative effects of fructose. The second thing is to eat more protein. Protein may be the most important macronutrient for weight loss. Increased protein in the diet can reduce cravings by 60%, boost metabolism by 80 to 100 calories per day, and help you eat up to 441 fewer calories per day. If weight loss is your goal, adding protein may be the single most effective change you can make to your diet. Protein can not only aid in weight loss, but it may also help you to avoid regaining weight and may be particularly effective in reducing abdominal fat. Studies show that protein helps with weight loss when people get 25 to 30% of their calories from protein. So I recommend aiming for that amount of protein if you want to lose that belly fat. High protein foods include whole eggs, fish, legumes, nuts, meat, and dairy products. These are the best protein sources for your diet. When following a vegetarian or vegan diet, there are many plant-based foods that are high in protein, including soy, tempeh, nuts, and beans. If you struggle with getting enough protein in your diet, a quality protein powder is a healthy and convenient way to boost your total intake. The third thing is to eat fewer carbohydrates. Eating fewer carbs is a very effective way to lose fat. Low-carb diets also lead to quick reductions in water weight, which provides fast results. People see a difference in the scale in about 1 to 2 days. Studies comparing low-carb diets and low-fat diets indicate that low-carb eating specifically reduces fat in the abdomen and around the organs and liver, which is the most harmful type of fat. Reducing your carb intake to 50 grams a day, 50 grams a day, which is very low, causes quick weight loss. A carb intake this low puts your body into ketosis, a state in which your body starts burning fats as its main fuel and appetite is reduced. The next thing to do is eat fiber-rich foods. Dietary fiber is mostly indigestible plant matter. Increasing fiber in the diet slows the movement of food through your digestive tract and therefore causes reduced appetite and prolonged feeling of fullness. One review study found that an additional 14 grams of fiber per day were linked to a 10% decrease in calorie intake and weight loss of around 4.5 pounds over 4 months. One 5-year study reported that eating 10 grams of soluble fiber per day was linked to a 3.7% reduction in the amount of fat in the abdominal cavity. The best source of fiber is to eat a lot of plant foods, including vegetables and fruit. Legumes are also a good source, as well as some cereals such as whole oats. If you want to add a fiber supplement, glucomannan is one of the most viscous dietary fibers, so it absorbs the most water for that improved feeling of fullness. And studies suggest it can help with weight loss. The next thing is to exercise regularly. One of the great benefits of regular exercise is that it helps to reduce abdominal fat. And I don't mean doing abdominal exercises or spot reduction. Losing fat in just one spot is just not possible. Weight training and cardiovascular exercise will reduce fat across the body. Aerobic exercise like walking, running, and swimming can reduce abdominal fat. As you know, you have to burn calories to either dip into those fat stores or prevent that fat storage. Lastly, track your food intake. Just figure out what you eat every day. And tracking food doesn't mean you have to weigh and measure everything you eat. Just track intake every now and then for a few days in a row, and it can help you realize the most important areas you need for change. Planning ahead can help you achieve specific goals, such as boosting your protein intake to 25 to 30% of your calories, or cutting down on unhealthy carbs. To make tracking easier, there are many free apps available to help you count calories or count carbohydrates. I'm going to take a quick break right now, and Leanne and I want to tell you about an excellent way to make sure you are eating healthy, high-quality meals. Then I'll return to review the different types of belly fat and specific ways you can correct them. So, Leanne, can we talk about Green Chef now?
I'm telling you, I love it. Okay. You know what is so wonderful about Green Chef?
What?
I like to cook, and I've cooked all my life, and I've watched my mama cook.
Mm-hmm.
My sister hates it. And, as we take care of my little mom and daddy, we have a caregiver that comes 3 days a week. And this little girl is 24, and she's darling, but she doesn't cook. And they really need help with meals. And I said to her, I go, I'm going to order you these Green Chef meals to come twice a week, just twice a week at first. So, and I said, they take less than 30 minutes. If you can read, you can cook. They've got everything for you. They've got the directions. They've got everything in little packets that are ready to roll. It's fresh. They've got wonderful organic ingredients in them. You can get vegan, vegetarian, paleo, keto.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved I got the balanced meals for my family.
Yeah, I think, they got family meals. Yeah.
Wonderful. I had feta burgers to die for. Very flavorful. Everything has got a lot of flavor. It's funny. You cook something with fresh ingredients instead of something packaged, and it is a game changer. You feel like you're a chef.
You are.
But I thought if she could just cook those meals, they are so easy. Even if people out here do not want to cook, I'm telling you, you can do it, and it takes no time, and it is fabulous.
It is. And Green Chef is a USDA certified organic company. And as you said, it comes in vegan, vegetarian, paleo, and keto plans. And, there are tons of people who are doing keto diet right now. So it makes it simple for you. I did the vegan this last week, and you can change up your plan. That's another thing. I did the vegan last week, and they're delicious recipes. Delicious. I'm so fresh, high quality, clean ingredients. You know, you can really
comes to your front door. Comes
Exactly.
to your front door.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I've used other food services like this in the past, and you know, your 3 meals, all the ingredients are thrown into a box, and you have to sort out what goes with what recipe. These come in separate. Every meal is in a separate bag. Everything's recyclable, which I love.
I love
that.
too.
And
I mean, it's just so easy.
It'd
be crazy not to do it. And you know, I've said to my sister, I go, I'm telling you, you need to do this because it's all healthier. You know, there's organic ingredients. It's all laid out there for you. It's in individual packets. You know, I am sold. I absolutely love it.
Yeah. So our listeners, you need to go to greenchef.com/sweaty80, and use code sweaty80 to get $80 off across 4 boxes, including free shipping on your first box. $80 off.
I know. Y'all got to try it. It really is a game changer. And it's things that you would never think to cook for yourself. You know, I mean, you feel like you think, who am I, Wolfgang Puck?
So you need to go to greenchef.com/sweaty80 and remember to use code sweaty80 to get $80 off across 4 boxes, including free shipping on your first box. So it's an offer you can't turn down, right?
I know. It's wonderful. It really is.
High quality food, $80 off, free shipping on your first box.
And you can decide how many times a week you'd want to get it. I'm telling you, I loved it. Loved it. I know. I want to try the vegetarian. And I need to get back on paleo so that I can fit my britches during the COVID.
That's awesome. Okay, let's talk about the different types of belly fat we can have. One is the stress belly. This is where fat is mostly deposited around the navel and is hard to the touch. To help correct this, it is important to work on a better sleep hygiene. And I know we've talked about this on other podcast episodes, but I just want to review some of the ways you can improve your sleep hygiene. One is to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on the weekends. Keep that wake-sleep pattern consistent. Secondly, be mindful. Shortly before bedtime, try a relaxation strategy that incorporates mindfulness, deep breathing, or meditation, all of which boosts sleep time and quality. I know you've heard this before, but turn off your screens early. The blue light emitted by digital devices, including TVs, phones, laptops, and tablets, can throw off your body's internal clock, so avoid them before bedtime. Find a tech-free way to wind down, and that can help soothe stress. Take a hot bath or shower to relax. Going from warm water into a cooler bedroom will cause your body temperature to drop, naturally making you feel sleepy. You can count sheep. I know that sounds silly, but this works because keeping your brain focused on one thing helps you power down. Counting backwards from 100 is another option. You can also try focusing on your breathing, consciously taking deep breaths in and out until you feel calmer. Avoid caffeine, alcohol, large meals, foods that cause heartburn, and drinking a lot of fluid for several hours before bedtime. Exercise regularly. We're back to that. Exercise regularly. Exercise is a great stress reliever and has been shown to improve the quality of sleep, particularly for people with insomnia. Make sure your more intense workouts aren't too close to bedtime, though. Try to have your workouts completed at least 3 hours before you turn in. Also, a lot of people have trouble sleeping because they worry when they get into bed. Try worrying earlier in the day. When your mind is racing with concerns while you're trying to fall asleep, that can make it nearly impossible to drift off. So plan for 15 minutes during the day to process your thoughts. Write it down in a to-do list, or think about solutions ahead of time. And that can be a healthy way to deal with stress and prevent it from interfering with sleep later. Drink an herbal tea before you go to bed. Chamomile and other herbal teas can relax and soothe the body, which can make it easier to fall asleep. Try pairing it with a good book and making it a mini routine to end your night. If you are having trouble falling asleep after 20 minutes of turning off the lights, or if you wake up and can't fall back to sleep in 20 minutes, get out of bed and do something relaxing until you feel sleepy, like that cup of tea or a book. In addition to improving sleep hygiene, other ways to correct stress belly is to change your workout routine. If you're doing high intensity exercise and have a stress belly, change your routine to something more low impact, like yoga, Pilates, or going on walks. Just avoid really high intensity workouts. Another thing to do is decrease the amount of caffeine you are taking in every day. The second type of belly is the hormonal belly. And this is when you have soft fat on the sides of your abdomen. This is largely due to a sedentary lifestyle and eating too much sugar and/or drinking too much alcohol. This is the type of belly that many menopausal women report having. Hormonal imbalances in menopause and perimenopause can cause the hormonal belly. In addition to working to achieve hormone balance through hormone replacement that we've talked about before, you can help correct this belly fat by reducing or eliminating refined carbs like cookies, cakes, candy, white bread, or food items with too much starch like pasta and rice. Increasing lean protein, vegetables, and good fats in your diet, and making aerobic and weight resistance exercise part of your regular routine. The mommy belly is one many women know, and this is when we have fat over the entire belly and looks sort of like we're still pregnant. This type of belly can be corrected by working on improving sleep hygiene, increasing your water intake, and increasing the amounts of healthy fats in your diet. Also, ask your provider to evaluate you for possible diastasis recti. Or if you want to evaluate yourself, there are videos available on YouTube that will show you how to check for this separation of the abdominal muscles. This is when the rectus abdominis muscles, we have two halves of those muscles that meet in the center of your belly, and this is when those two muscles separate and the connective tissue between them is widened. So there are ways to correct this, and some people just have a poochy belly because their muscles have separated and basically their girdle's unzipped. So check that out, or have your provider check that for you if you have a belly that you just feel like you can't even suck it in anymore. The next belly is the bloated belly, and this is where the belly just pooches out instead of having fat deposits. And the best way to avoid a bloated belly is to eliminate inflammatory foods. And gluten, egg, soy, dairy are the most common offenders. You can also take a probiotic and eat mostly fresh vegetables, meat, chicken, and fish, and avoid breads and pastries. The low belly is where the fat is mainly in the lower part of the belly. And this could be due to having a diet with very little variety and by working out more intensely than is necessary for you. Again, this type belly can be due to diastasis recti. The way to get rid of the low belly is through a healthy, fiber-rich diet and drinking ample amounts of water. Also, include green leafy vegetables and whole grains in your diet. If you do a lot of squats in your exercise routine, decrease the number of squats and do more planks instead. It is important to work all the muscles of your body instead of just focusing on one. I will be sure to put all this information in the blog portion of our website, which is sweatyandpissed.com. Just scroll to the bottom of the webpage and all the blog articles will be there for you to review, and I will include this one there. And I want to thank Green Chef for sponsoring today's episode. I also want to thank Forrest Wenzel for producing today's episode and for the theme music he's composed. And I also like to thank Stephen Brown for the artwork for Sweaty and Pissed, Menopause and More. I appreciate your listening, and I look forward to speaking with you again next week. Stay safe, stay well, and please wear a mask. See you next week.
Sweaty and pissed.